Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Bible teaching snippet of the day. Well, I'm in this little series, and it's a mini series. I'm not going to go much further on this, but I think that there's a few things that I need to point out in the Bible that shows God's goodness, His character and nature of always providing a good future for mankind and protecting mankind. Now, I stopped in the account of Cain killing Abel. And I showed you where even though Cain was a murderer, God provided for Cain a mark so no one could harm him. And He protected the people that Cain was around so he couldn't hurt anybody else, and told him to leave. Okay, that's not God being mean, guys. That is God providing and protecting. I want to keep going though, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go through this entire Bible teaching you every single chapter and pointing out the goodness of God in His character of providing and protecting. You know what? If you don't believe that God is a good God, you will not be able to receive good things from Him. I have said this more than once, and I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating over and over again. You cannot receive any more from God than what your opinion of God will allow. If you don't have a good, healthy opinion of God, you are not going to receive good, healthy things from God. You're going to walk around and think that God is behind every stinking thing in your life, and He's not. God's heart, His heart, is toward goodness. He says, I know the good plans that I have for you, not evil. Right there, guys. Okay, I want to start preaching now because the body of Christ has been mistaught for so very long, the wrong viewpoint toward God. So let me get back in my Bible, because now today I'm just going to run through several things that I want to show you in the book of Genesis. So let's pick up in Genesis 4, and that's in verse 25. We see where Adam and Eve have yet another son. His name is Seth. So God is providing a bloodline to get the promise of redeeming mankind and get Jesus here. So He gives Adam and Eve another son named Seth, because Cain has been told to go away and not to be around the people of God anymore, so he can't hurt them anymore. Okay. Then in chapter 4, verse 32, we see the birth of Noah, which is a direct descendant of Seth. And then in chapter 6, we see where the earth has become so violent and evil that He has to clean the earth off so He can get Jesus born through a bloodline. I do want to read this today. I'm in Genesis 6, chapter 11 through 14, and this is in my Amplified Bible. It says, and the population of the earth, all the people, was corrupt and absolutely depraved and morally putrid in God's sight. And the land was filled with violence, outrage, assault, and lust for power. God looked on the earth and saw how debased and degenerate it was, and for all humanity had corrupted their way on the earth and lost their true direction. And God said to Noah, I intend to make an end of all that lives, for through men the land is filled with violence, and behold, I am about to destroy them together with the land. Make yourself an ark, a gopher wood, make it rooms and stalls and pens, and coat it inside and out with pitch or bitumen. Okay, so here we see God is providing a future for mankind, and sometimes He has to do harsh things so that He can get Jesus born into the earth and redeem mankind. I want to keep going because He talks about during the flood, and this is in chapter 6, verse 21. He's telling Noah what to bring aboard the ark so that Noah and his family will be provided for. Remember, the ark protects them, and God tells him what to bring on board the ark so He can provide for them during the storm. Then, when he gets off the boat in chapter 9 of Genesis, God makes a covenant with this man so that he can get his bloodline and get Abraham born, and that's in chapter 12. And God does another covenant with Abraham, which brings about the sons of Abraham and the children of Israel, which become God's chosen bloodline. Look, these guys are not special. We're all special if we're in the family of God, okay? But what I mean is that they are chosen as a means to get Jesus born into the earth. And I'm going to keep going a little bit more, but I'm going to skip and really get more into the New Testament because I want to show you God providing and protecting mankind to get Jesus born. But I promised to give you a story. So today I have to end this with my little story. I was in Colorado visiting Andrew Womack Ministries. I was there for a conference, and I met some really nice people. God kind of directed me to a lady that was hurting really bad, and I befriended her immediately and stayed with her, and right now today we're still good friends. But anyway, it was just a God thing that I came up to her and was able to be friends with her and minister to her. I went to a house that I had no idea where it was. I just followed her, and she left me behind at their house. I get in my car to do a GPS to get back to my hotel room. Get this, guys, it's dark, it's snowing. It's always snowing in Colorado mountains anyway. So it's dark, it's snowing. My phone is completely off. I have run completely out of juice, so I don't have GPS. I am in a neighborhood I have no clue where I'm at. And unfortunately, you know what? I just started praying, and I said, God, you're just going to have to take me home because I have no idea where I'm at or how to get here. I get to the first stop sign, and I can remember that I should turn right, but God said, go left. And I'm like, okay. So I turned left, and I went to 2 or 3 more stop signs and stuff, going exactly the way God told me to go. And get this, guys, I come out the back side of this private gated community through the back side of it where there's a dumpster setting, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm being honest. I was just like, oh, where am I now? There's no way I can even backtrack to their house to get the man out of bed to come and help me. Anyway, I just kept driving, and I drove through a gate, and as I turned the corner, I was sitting in a grocery store parking lot, that same grocery store that I bought a few things when I got to town 3 days earlier. I knew exactly where I was. All I did was cross the parking lot, take a right, go straight up the street about 5 miles, and on the left was my hotel room. That was a God thing, because all I did was pray in tongues and ask Him to please direct me and show me how to get home that night. And it was kind of scary. I was by myself in a neighborhood that I didn't know where I was at. So yes, God will direct our steps, but we have to give Him permission. So God bless you, and I'll see you again right here on Facebook. Bye-bye.